Hollywood loves simple stories. It tells us that success belongs to the loudest voices, the strongest egos, and the people willing to crush others to reach the top. And yet, Ron Howard somehow broke every rule. For more than 6 decades, he survived. An industry built on chaos, arrogance, and emotional landmines without becoming feared, bitter, or cruel. Known to the world as the polite red-haired kid from the Andy Griffith Show, Howard quietly became one of the most powerful and respected directors in Hollywood history. But here's what no one tells you. That calm smile wasn't born from comfort. It was forged in pressure. Behind the scenes, Ron Howard faced cold indifference, towering egos, explosive tempers, and moments that could have broken far louder personalities. As a child, he learned that kindness could be ignored. As a director, he discovered that talent often comes with chaos. Every step forward required patience, restraint, and a choice not to become what Hollywood rewards. Ron Howard didn't rise by overpowering others. He rose by surviving them. And the truth about what he endured will completely change how you see both his career and Hollywood itself. As a child actor in Mayberry, Howard's first harsh lesson came from Frances Bavier, the woman America adored as Aunt Bee. On screen, she represented warmth and comfort. Off-screen, she was distant, cold, and emotionally unreachable. Bavier was a classically trained stage actress who never accepted that her legacy would be tied to a rural sitcom. While the rest of the cast laughed and bonded, she kept her distance, openly resenting the casual tone of the set. For a young Ron Howard, the disconnect was confusing and painful. He learned early that Hollywood warmth is often an illusion, and that on-screen family rarely means real affection behind the camera. That lesson deepened when Howard encountered Yul Brynner on the set of The Journey. Howard was just 5 years old, but he immediately felt the weight of Brynner's presence. Brynner didn't simply act like a star, he ruled like one. Crew members fell silent when he entered a room. Fear followed him everywhere. This was the golden age hierarchy at its peak, where stars were treated like untouchable kings. For Howard, it was terrifying but unforgettable. He watched how intimidation replaced collaboration, and how creativity shrank under fear. Years later, as a director, Howard would build sets that were the complete opposite: open, calm, and human, shaped directly by what he saw in BRYNNER. By the early 1980s, Howard had moved behind the camera, directing Night Shift, his first major feature. That's where he faced a very different challenge in Shelley Long. Long wasn't explosive or cruel. She was brilliant, analytical, and relentlessly perfectionistic. Every line, every movement, every motivation was questioned and dissected. While Michael Keaton thrived on spontaneity and Henry Winkler brought warmth and ease, Long slowed production with her intense process. Howard learned that intelligence itself can become a form of control. He realized that being a nice guy wasn't enough. To lead, he had to be clear, firm, and confident, even when facing a star who believed her questions were protecting the work. That confidence was truly tested when Howard teamed up with Russell Crowe on A Beautiful Mind. Crowe arrived with a reputation for volatility, intensity, and total commitment. He didn't perform characters, he inhabited them. He debated endlessly, challenged decisions, and pushed emotional and logistical limits. The tension was constant. But Howard eventually saw the difference between ego and obsession. Crowe's demands weren't about control, they were about truth. When Crowe insisted on shooting scenes in chronological order to reflect John Nash's mental unraveling, Howard made a rare pivot. He adapted. That choice transformed conflict into collaboration, proving that sometimes greatness is forged through friction. Not all challenges came from genius. Some came from heartbreak. Tom Sizemore, once one of Hollywood's most promising tough guy actors, became a symbol of instability and loss. Addiction made reliability impossible. For Howard, who saw film sets as sacred collaborations involving hundreds of people, this was devastating. The tension wasn't about attitude, it was about absence. Would Sizemore show up? Would he be present? Howard learned a painful truth. Kindness cannot fix everything. At some point, protecting the collective work matters more than saving one person from their demons. The most personal challenge, however, came from someone Howard loved deeply. On happy days, Howard was the lead, until Henry Winkler's Fonzie became a cultural phenomenon. Almost overnight, the industry's respect for Howard shifted. Executives treated him differently. Even the idea of renaming the show was floated. Howard wasn't jealous of Winkler. He was hurt by the erasure. Still, he handled it with rare maturity, protecting the friendship while recognizing the message Hollywood was sending. That moment pushed him fully toward directing. If the industry wouldn't value him as an actor, he would become the one calling the shots. Through coldness, fear, obsession, tragedy, and displacement, Ron Howard learned what Hollywood rarely teaches, that leadership isn't about dominance, but endurance. Each difficult encounter refined his patience and strengthened his character. Today, he stands as proof that success doesn't require losing your humanity. He saw the darkness behind the curtain and chose the light. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories.